Imagine, first I would like to say thank you for the opportunity. This has been extremely beneficial. I'd also like to ask, following Buddha,
Yeah?
um, I'm, my previous experience, I started with Buddha,
Yeah?
Buddha,
Yeah.
in and out breath.
Yeah?
And I was always um, eventually told that it would drop away. But I'm continuing to practice Buddha all the
Yeah.
time, all the time.
Yeah?
When I get to the pain,
Yeah?
then I start to concentrate. Then I switch to the investigation.
Yeah?
I find myself that I'm so concentrated on Buddha
Yeah?
that I'm not necessarily paying attention to what's going on.
What is going on?
So when during the investigation, when I started the investigation,
Yeah.
I started. Okay, what is the pain? Where is the pain?
Yeah.
Is it a sharp pain? Is it a dull pain? Is it an area? Is it a spot? And then, but when I got past that, I identified that, okay, it's a spot, but then I started noticing in the investigation, I started noticing that the pain is there, but it's all in your head. It's just, and what feels like maybe bad choice of words, but it feels like like you're drowning in the pain. Like it's hard to breathe. But then when I stop and I look, my breath is like very, very small.
Yeah, very subtle.
Very subtle. That it feels, and it feels so bad, but there's nothing wrong. If there was something wrong, my breath would be going very rapid. But I'm starting to wonder, should I be, in my previous training, it was pay attention to what's going on in the body and pay attention to what's going on in the mind. Am I too concentrated on Buddha, or should I be, don't focus on what's going on in the body, don't focus on in the mind, just stay with the Buddha?
Just stay with the Buddha. Yeah. Because we don't, if we are really with the Buddha, yeah, how can we not know what is going on?
That's my other part, is that's what I thought this morning.
Yeah.
So
if you go out and look what is going on, you distract yourself from the Buddha. Yeah? But when the Buddha, when it really becomes very subtle, I mean, how can you not know what is going on? So this will automatically, your awareness of the Buddha. Now, what you have not developed is knowing if the Buddha is deep, knowing that the Buddha is shallow. This knowingness will know about everything what is also going on in the heart. Yeah? So you have to, I mean, I can explain for the breath. Know that the breath is starting, know that the breath is at midpoint, know that the breath is at the end, know that the breath is subtle, know that the breath is deep, or the in-breath is longer and the out-breath is... Knowing, this knowingness, we want to get to this knowingness. And this knowingness knows everything.
Okay. This is...
We don't have to go out with our attention to anything else, yeah? Because that disturbs our knowingness. Except for the pain. And I said, the pain, well, what is with you two? We only go to the pain if you cannot stay with the Buddha. As long as you can stay with the Buddha, you don't go to the pain. Now, that's just distracting, yeah? Because then the pain disappears, or it's not really strong, and we really cannot concentrate on, and then we do it half-hearted, yeah?
This is what, in the investigation, I found that it was all feelings. It was all feelings that were making this. It was mental feelings that were making this pain. So then I went back to Buddha.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just don't believe your assumptions. Even the assumption, that's all mental feelings. It's an assumption.
I was under the impression that came from the heart. That was
Okay, if it comes from the heart, then it is more reliable, but not 100% reliable.
Okay.
Yeah?
This morning, I've been doing the Buddha.
Yeah?
And then I was like, okay, stop. What is Buddha? That I know. The knower. The one who knows.
No. Don't ask what is the Buddha. Yeah? I mean, Buddha is just the object of concentration. Yeah?
It's just the word.
Yeah, it's just the word. Yeah. I mean, it can stand for the Lord Buddha. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or for the Buddha's teaching. Yeah. I mean, when you say Dhamma, it's for the teaching, and Sangha is for the community of holy people. Yeah. But that's all. You don't have to ask what. About pain, you ask what is pain. Yeah. How does it feel like? Yeah? Where is it located? Yeah? But you never ask the question why. Why makes us think? Yeah? What is there? What the hell is going on? Yeah? That's what you can ask. Yeah? But what is the Buddha doesn't make you think? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So
not getting into that. I mean, Buddha or the breath is just the object of observation. Yeah, and we want to observe. Yeah, want to observe every nuance of the Buddha. Is the B? Is the U? Is the D? Is the D? Is the H? Is the O? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
This is what I was doing. Is visualizing BUD DHO. Is this correct?
Yes, but I mean, you should get less of the visualization, and just go to the knowingness.
And it's not the sati of what's happening with you. It's just Buddha.
In the beginning, as I said, I mean, if you do the Buddha, and if the Buddha becomes subtle, yeah, and if you have developed this knowingness about every nuance of the Buddha, yeah, then this knowingness will know everything. Yeah? You don't have to look up. Yeah? I give you an example. When I was in Wat Papantat, I mean, my sati was pretty good. When I was walking and was with the breath all the time, yeah, I just looked down, 1 meter ahead of me. But I knew, without even looking, what was going on around me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So that is the knowingness, that is there, yeah? Yes. But we have not developed it. Yeah? We want always to assert, what is going on with our consciousness, getting the sense inputters and then process the sense inputters. Right? We don't rely on the knowingness, yeah? Because it is vague. We are not really comfortable with it. And this is something that we have to develop with the knowing of the Buddha or with the knowing of the breath.
I think I'm getting confused or sidetracked by what my previous teaching was very similar, but I was past the Buddha and was with the awareness of the knowing of what's going on.
Yeah, and that is where people make a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah, because even though we stay with the breath, yeah, or we stay with the Buddha until the Buddha the concentration becomes so strong that we realize or that we know we cannot think one more Buddha, yeah, and only then do we jump to the knowingness. In the case of the breath does not disappear. A lot of people think the breath, when it becomes subtle, it disappears. No, it does not disappear. The breath will stop. And that makes people afraid, yeah? And that's why they jump back, Yeah? Yeah? No, the breath stops. And the knowingness that knows that the breath stops, yeah? We have to jump to this. And then we disappear. Then everything disappears, yeah? And it's the same with the Buddha. then everything disappears. Because the moment we go into the knowingness, it is unity. It is not bipolar anymore, or bipolar, however you pronounce it. Yeah? It is not black and white anymore. It is just one thing. Yeah? This knowingness, and you are the knowingness. Yeah? And the knowingness that doesn't know objects. It just knows. And that is a very strange, that is a very strange encounter. Yeah? You cannot recall when you come out of, you dip one moment, you dip into the knowingness, yeah? In the next moment you come out of the knowingness. But in that time, hours or days can have passed. Huh? You don't know. Yeah? Because you dip into this knowingness, and then you come out of this knowingness, and there is no time, there is no space, there is nothing. Yeah? There's just this pure knowingness. Or, Nungta Mahaprabhu called it the preview of Nibbana. And that is amazing. This is the first wonder of meditation. Yeah? It happened to me. Yeah, I was still in a meditation. What is it? Meditation class. Yeah. So in the beginning of the meditation class, there was a gong. So I was sitting. I heard the gong. Yeah. And then I noticed that everybody around me, was getting up. I said, "What happened?" I was just sitting down, and getting calm, and then people sitting up, and it was already 1 hour past. Yeah? So I didn't, all this time, the time, there is no time, there is no space, there is nothing. Yeah? It's just this knowing. You dip in one moment, the next moment you come out, but there has been time elapsed. Yeah? And for some people it's just a second, for some other people it can be hours, or it can be even days. Yeah?
I've experienced this.
Yeah?
Yes. But it's temporary.
Yeah,
it's very short.
Yes.
And sometimes it gets longer.
Yeah? Yeah, and the more you practice, the longer it gets. Yeah?
Okay. Thank you.
And then, especially when you come out of this deep samadhi, it's called deep samadhi, or Appana samadhi. Then you can, then your concentration is like a laser beam. Yeah? You can just cut through everything. Yeah?
This happened to me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I had very short moments of this experience.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks ago, I don't know exactly what happened, but it lasted for almost 8 hours. And there was just any thought that came, it immediately knew what the thought was.
Yeah.
And then all of this wisdom that before was like a drip just seemed like a fire hose of constant knowing of clearly seeing direct realization of what, I'm not sure the words, but just it was unlike anything I've ever it was unlike anything that I've ever experienced before.
The better your concentration, the more clearer you see, and the more clearer you see, the more wisdom arises. Yeah? So whatever object you start to investigate, when you have this powerful concentration, you see through it. Yeah? It's like a laser beam. It just cuts through all the scrap that we are normally bothered with. Yeah? And that's why it is so useful.
I was amazed that I asked Ajahn I said, is this what it's like for you all the time? Does it? And he said, no, everyone goes back to normal. It's up and down, but it was like living, it was like I was blind and then all of a sudden somebody gave me glasses.
Yeah.
But I couldn't understand what was going on. But it just...
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what is going on. Yeah? I mean, you dip in, and as Sungta Mahaprabhu said, I mean, it is the preview. I mean, it's unity. Yeah. I mean, there is no other world. There is not this duality anymore. I mean, how can you describe it in words, that are defined by duality? You cannot define it. The only thing that you can say about this, it is pure knowingness. Huh? Or you can say that there's nothing there, but there is something there. Yeah? Yeah. But you don't know what it is. Yeah? Because you cannot describe it, but I mean, you haven't been dream, you haven't been asleep, I mean, you are completely awake, yeah?
More awake than ever.
Yeah, more awake than ever, yeah? And that's called Apana Samadhi. And that is very helpful, I mean, it cuts through any crap, yeah? I mean, all our attachments, afterwards are completely gone, yeah? For a certain amount of time, and then it relapses, yeah. Just like everything, unless unless we have cut out all the fetters, yeah. Then it doesn't relapse. Yeah? When you have cut out all the fetters, when you have cut up all the crap, I mean, you see things just clearly as they are, yeah? And there's no more attachment. And that's why we have to do the investigation to cut out the fetters. Yeah?
It gives you a glimpse to make you want to practice more.
Yeah? Yes. And that is the motor, that is the engine that we need, most of us need. Yeah? I mean, it's good that you have it. Yeah? Yeah? I mean, very few people experience it. Yeah? It is not often that people experience it because, I mean, they are still bound to this, want to know about this, want to know about that. Yeah? But in the end, you know everything. Yeah? And if you can stay longer in there, you can even know the future, or you know the past, your past lives. Yeah?
A lot of work to be done.
Yeah? So I mean, the important thing, what you were asking is, you stick with the Buddha until you cannot think Buddha anymore. And then you turn to this knowingness, yeah? That knows you cannot think Buddha anymore. Not that the Buddha disappears or the breath disappears. Yeah? The breath really stops. Yeah? Yeah?
You die.
People don't believe it. They think they cannot live anymore. Yeah? But that's how, how some of the yogis, can be underwater for 6 or 7 days without breathing. Because they don't need it anymore. Huh? The body can stay in the state up to 7 days, and then it will die if you don't come back and reanimate it. Huh? It's just like you leave your car, after 7 days, it's gone. Yeah? But if you jump in the 6th day, you still can drive it, normal, yeah? It survives. Okay? Where have you been before? What monastery? What Ajahn?
Many.
No, I mean who?
Just before here,
yeah?
Wat Pha Thammoa, the Ajahn I was working with there he's traveling. He's from actually in Chayapum, Wat Ken Tam. Ajahn Sir.
He was a Thai monk?
Yes, Thai monk from Dhamma.
It's not many monks, I mean, who have this experience also, and who know about it.
He taught something very different that I wasn't used to, and but in 3 days after trying what he told me, something happened that I had never experienced before.
Yeah? So, where are your experiences?
I could tell you some stories if you like.
What?
I could tell you some stories if you like, but I came for a different reason.
I mean, I don't want to hear stories.
No, exactly. What's the point? Wisdom. On Tuesday next week,
Yeah.
the 1st of March, I have an appointment at 9:30 in the morning in Chiang Mai at the Australian Embassy to renew
okay.
my passport.
Yeah?
So we can take, Many has offered to chaperone me.
Yeah?
We can take the bus overnight. So
Yeah.
Monday night we would sleep on
Yeah.
the bus and then go for the
Yeah.
appointment in the morning and
Yeah.
then come back again at night.
Yeah?
So it would be 2 nights away
Yeah.
from the monastery on the bus.
Yeah, that's okay.
And we're probably back in time for the morning meal on Wednesday.
Well, whatever. Yeah?
For the both of us.
What?
For the both of us,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just get the bus ticket, yeah?
Yes.